Hello, Pokemon Masters Cup fans. I am Espelancer, an analyst for the PMC, and today I am joined by the commissioner of the PMC, my friend and coach of the Hamden Hydreigons for the inaugural season, Jspeckz. How are you doing today?
Hello, everybody. It's your boy Jspeckz. How are you doing, Espelancer? I am proud to be here.
Well, I am doing great, and it is an honor to be able to be an analyst for your league. So first, let's get into this coach interview. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, honest, I'm gonna be nice and open with everybody. I'm gonna just tell you everything right now. My real name's John. Okay, Jspeckz came from me wearing glasses, and I'm over here on the East Coast, live in Connecticut. And I mean, I love Pokemon, man. I don't know what it is. It's just Pokemon's been my game since I was a little kid. And once I caught wind of the GBA, it just made my love for it even more. I mean, it brought out a whole new side.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. The GBA was a big inspiration for myself as well. And I gotta say, rocking those specs, I bet you have some very good special attacks up your sleeves.
Oh yeah, you already know, man. Them choice specs, we ain't missing. Everything.
Oh, yeah, I know. So I know that your channel is fairly young. In fact, I remember when I invited you to join the Orange League, when you had to take over a team that the coach had quit mid-season. Tell us a little bit about why you decided to start a YouTube channel.
Honestly, I wanted to start because I only recently started really watching YouTube in the way that I watch it now. And the first people I started watching on YouTube, if I remember correctly, I watched Hayden, I was watching Shofu, and I was watching Hardy. And I believe the way that I found them was because I literally just Googled in something that I couldn't find in one of my Pokemon games. And they ended up having playthroughs on the games that I was looking for. And I mean, it kind of sparked an interest. I was like, oh wait, people do this on YouTube? And then, I mean, from there, as you can see, the community grew and it just kept on sparking my interest. And it's just like everybody tells me how funny I am. I mean, I love making people laugh and I love Pokemon. So, I mean, I wanted to be able to meet a bunch of awesome people and just put out videos having fun doing what I love. And I mean, it all come together.
And I think you're doing great so far. To have the opportunity to start a league with as much hype as the PMC has right now, you're definitely going to go far. You have a lot of potential yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
So I know that league experience you're also fairly new to. I invited you to join the Orange League and you had to take over a team, and then the same thing with the World Pokemon Federation. How does it feel to actually finally be able to draft your own team?
Man, listen, this is my second team that I've actually been able to draft completely on my own. The hype is ridiculous. I mean, just sitting back, actually trying to plan on what I want to draft and all the possibilities of teams that I can make, and just the opportunity to use mons you'd probably never use, just because all the ones that are always used are going to be gone. I mean, it makes you respect and have it makes you like mons that nobody usually likes. Like, for an example, Alamomola, I hated that thing. When Gen 5 came out, I thought it was a love disc, a fat love disc, and it should evolve from love disc, but it didn't. But then I picked it up in the Orange League, and that thing is a sponge. It should be called Sponge.
Who knew that would be a fat wish-passing monster, right?
That thing is amazing. I mean, its special attack is kind of lacking, but its move pool is actually kind of surprising as well.
I know that in prior leagues you were stuck with teams that were less than ideal. So what have you learned from having to use these teams that you were stuck with? Has it kind of brought you out of your comfort zone a little bit?
Yeah, but it's also taught me how to be a little bit more creative with some of my sets. Like, having some of these lesser known mons gives me the opportunity to bring out some things you wouldn't normally see. Like, I mean, I'm gonna use super hyped mon as an example here, but I mean, I was playing an Orange League match, I believe it was, and I had Mew, and you know how versatile Mew is.
Oh, absolutely.
And my prep, I was like, I have a feeling the guy has Mega Scizor. Mega Scizor has to be a switch into Mew. So I'm gonna run Flamethrower on my Mew. And what do you know? I ran Flamethrower on Mew. He switches in the Scizor first turn, and that bad boy is out of here.
That's the beauty of League experiences. In these draft leagues like that, you see Pokemon use sets that you normally don't see outside of League play. And that's I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, I like it, man. I mean, because it's funny because when I'm building League teams, even though it's not like OU standard, I usually test my teams on OU just to get a general feel of how it works and how I would do in just like general field of battle, and I usually don't too bad. I mean, there's usually like maybe I won't have HP Ice for a Landorus or something like that all the time, but other than that, I mean, I can pretty much handle everything with what I set up. And I mean, I like the opportunity to prep. Like, prepping it's become one of my favorite things to do.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely. And in League battles like this, prep is most of the battle. If you can win in the team preparation phase, then you can be successful in the actual battle.
yeah, exactly. It's all about, man, just as long as you can get a plan and you can stick to it, you pretty much have a decent chance of winning any match. As long as you prep the right way, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. So speaking of your battle style, how would you say your battle style differs between League play and standard OU Smogon rules play?
Yeah, see, that's a really good question because standard OU, I like to say, just in general, I normally would never like bulky mons. I'm not a bulky player. I'm usually hyper offensive. Like the team that I haven't tried to ladder on OU in a very long time, but the team I did ladder with was hyper offense. It had a Keldeo, it had Garchomp, Tornadus T, it had Mega Medicham, and that's why I love that thing. And I got up to the 1800s with that team. Like, I won like 40 straight matches, and it was super offensive. But whereas now, because of League play, I mean, I wouldn't say my most standard, but I tend to run a lot of bulky offense now. Like, try to make sure that we can hit hard, but at the same time take some hits as well. Because you can't just run in there with a whole bunch of glass cannons. You'll get destroyed.
Oh, absolutely. And Pokemon's a number game. You can't just keep on trading Mon for Mon, because if you're on the wrong end of that trade, then you end up losing.
Yep. That's why League has adapted my style a lot. For an example, in the WPF, as you brought it up, since I took over, I never used Black Kieran before, because before I seriously started competitively playing, I was one of those people against Legends in general. Like, you never see a Landorus on my team, you never see a Tornadus, anything like that. But I felt my first two games where I ended up getting 2 losses. I was playing Kieran the wrong way. I wasn't maximizing its amazing move pool and stats.
Kieran Black is a monster that opponents absolutely have to prepare for too.
Exactly, and I felt like I was kind of capping its potential, whereas my past 3 matches have all been wins, and I feel as if I've used it way better. I've used the diversity in its move pool. I didn't lock it down with like a choice scarf or anything like that, because you can't do that. Fairies are too common. You can't lock yourself into outrage or something either. So it's just like, it's crazy, man, what League can do to you as a player.
So I don't want you to go too far into your draft plans, because obviously you don't want to show your hand too early. The draft has not happened after all. But what kind of Pokemon do you feel is most successful in the League format?
That's I like Pokemon like Tornadus T, but because it's the diversity, seeing as how you used it, you know all about its diversity.
Oh, absolutely. He's on my WPF squad.
Yeah, exactly. I like mons that are multi-faceted like that can do multiple things and aren't locked down to just one specific thing. But then I also like mons like Latios, like Entei, that do one thing, but they do, well, not necessarily one thing, but they have one or a couple of things that they do really, really well. Like, nobody wants to take a Draco from Latios, whereas nobody wants to take a Sacred Fire from Entei. No matter how you run it, it's going to be prepped for, because nobody can take those hits.
Absolutely, I know what you're talking about. And I think part of building a good team for League format is having Pokemon that are versatile, but also some that do their job extremely well.
Yeah, that's the main thing. That's like what I was saying with the whole league. It's just opening me up to what certain mons do. Like there's certain mons that I didn't know they were good at certain things, and they end up being amazing at it. So I mean, I'm really hyped for this draft. I got a few plans up my sleeve, and I think it's gonna be very interesting. I can't wait to see what you guys think of what I'm able to pull out of this.
That's good to hear, and I can't wait to criticize all your sets in the power rankings.
Yeah, I can't wait for that, man. That's one of the main that's the thing that draws me to League format, just to hear somebody else's input on your playing. Like normally you'd never hear nothing like that. Like if you play on Showdown on OU, you play your game and then you go.
Oh yeah, you get those people that rage quit. That's like, oh, you got hacks. That's the only reason why you win. But in League format, when you have a team of analysts and also fans watching you, their input, it's a consistent thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's consistent, and I mean, with the input, I mean, it can also open up your mind to stuff you probably didn't even notice before.
So, what is your expectations going into this season?
Man, listen, my expectations for the PMC, I'm running it. I gotta come out hard. I'm planning to prep as hard as I can. I'm trying to come out with a win. I'm trying to represent for my squad. I'm trying to represent for the Hamden Hydreigons and just for my league in general, man. I wanna start off good, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to try to get to a hot start at least. I want to at least make playoffs. Obviously, I want to win, but my expectations of myself are playoffs.
Now, what do you say to those fans that think that you belong down on Earth, not making the playoffs, not winning the championship? What do you say to those naysayers?
I mean, watch and learn, man. There's always going to be some naysayers, some haters, but all I can say is, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. If I'm out here putting down and holding it down, you know, everything's working the way it's working, there's not much they can say. Obviously, you've seen the GBA, you've seen the UCL. No matter how you win, somebody's gonna have something to say, whether it's hacks or crit or, oh well, he shouldn't have switched. So I mean,
and you know, any given Sunday, any team can win, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's why I'm just gonna do whatever I can to make sure I prep for everything, prep for every mon on every team, and have a squad that's able to take down whatever I have to go up against.
So let's talk about some of the other coaches real quick. You've assembled quite an interesting, talented cast of coaches. Are there any coaches this season that you are excited to face?
Oh yes. I'm very excited to face Lucky Lad TV. I can't wait to face my buddy Infrareddy. I actually played him once on my stream. The video just went up a few days ago on my channel. Let me see. And then there's obviously the friends from leagues I've played in before. Every time I face Vertigo, it's a fun match. Same with Stab. It's like I'm just hyped because even though not all of us are the biggest channels, we have some very good competitors. And I can't wait to see how fierce this league becomes.
Oh, I know those Orange League competitors. No one knows who the Orange League is, but there are a lot of talented players in that league. I know from experience.
Oh yeah, I know you almost were champion of that league. The Orange League, man, I have faith in that league. That's going to be another one that makes its way up. But right now, I want the PMC to be one of the top notches, and I think we have the opportunity to do it with the staff that we have.
So are there any coaches that you are worried about facing?
Let me think. I hear that Lucky Lad is a very good team builder. That's what I've heard. Like, I've heard he builds teams for people, but I haven't really seen anything as far as him playing. Even though I checked out his channel, he's in a few leagues and stuff like that. Let me see who else. There is another guy that's pretty much a dark horse that I met. His name on YouTube is Sharpino. Chris. He's a Let's Player. I don't think he put too much Wi-Fi on his channel yet, but this may be the first thing, but I have no idea about his battle style at all. So I'd say more of him being a dark horse rather than me being, not afraid, but me being worried about him. Because I just want to go out and try to make a statement against everybody. I know it's a good competition, but to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Absolutely. Well, I hope that we get to see some amazing matches and a lot of success from the Hamden Hydreigons for the inaugural season. I have one last question for you before I close this interview. Who is going to take home the Pokemon Masters Cup this season?
You're looking at him right here. It'll be your boy Jspeckz holding up the trophy, holding up the glory, all of that. Nah, let me calm down with the Kage. I really do believe I'm gonna win because I aim for the highest heights. I want to win. I want nothing less of myself but to win. So I'm gonna go and put my name in that hat. Pull out the ticket with the Jspeckz on it because that's my pick. I think I got this.
Well, fans, you heard it here first. Jspeckz and the Hamden Hydreigons. Be sure you check him out. The link to his channel will be in the description below. And be sure to follow the Pokemon Masters Cup on Twitter and all these coaches' channels for more updates on the Pokemon Masters Cup. I am Espelancer, an analyst for the PMC, and I will see you again for another coach interview.
Catch you later, people.